Bonjour everyone, this is Bonjour Aviation. Today we were going to be considering something a little bit different. We're actually going to do a size comparison, and online on YouTube there are some video graphic details showing the difference between the 777-300ER and the 777-9X aircraft. But today we wanted to see if we can distinguish a difference between the two aircraft in the model form. 1/200 scale models, which are usually very detailed in terms of the size in comparison to one another. So when you put a 737 alongside a A380 in the 1/200 scale model world, you get a pretty accurate point of reference as to what the size difference would be if you were to see these two aircraft next to each other in real life. So we thought we would just take a look at some of the differences between these two aircraft today. Not necessarily operational differences, but more or less just basic size difference. Will it be something that when the 777X arrives at airports throughout the world, you can actually notice a visible difference? So first, let's start with the engine size. That really stood out to me. There is the engine of the 777-300ER. This is the GE90 turbofan. We pan over to the 777-9X. You can see the difference without even seeing both engines in the same frame. Considerable difference. These engines here are the GE9X engines that are substantially larger. In fact, these will be, once this aircraft goes into operation, these will be the largest commercial engines ever built. So a huge difference in size, as we can see here, having the two in the same frame. So a huge standout right from the beginning in regards to the engines. The next thing would be the fuselage length. The fuselage length of the 777-300ER is 73.9 meters, or roughly about 242 feet. The fuselage length of the 777-9X is 76.7 meters long, or 76.7 meters, not so much, not feet. So we're looking generally about just about shy of 4 feet longer, the X versus the 300ER. Would that necessarily be visible? I would think so. I think if you were to see these two in a position where you could get a point of reference in terms of the length, you would see the difference between the two. Wingspan, that has been a huge feature in the discussion about the X and one of its features. We'll put the aircraft face forward. So if you notice here with the 777X, the wingtips are folded upward. This is one of the features so that when this aircraft is parked in a terminal configuration, there are no issues with it in its gate location in reference to other aircraft. So while the wingtips are deployed in this position, the wingspan is identical to that of the 300ER, which is 64.8 meters, or roughly 212 feet wide. When the folding wingtips are positioned downward, in which you can see here, then the wingspan, as we can see here, expands up to 71.8 meters wide. And I would say the last size comparison that I was personally curious about was the rear of the aircraft. So the tail section, or the, let's see here if we can position these in a way where you can see the difference. So roughly the highest point of the 777-300ER, the tail, is 60 feet 8 inches more or less, and the tail of the 777-9X is actually 64 feet. So there is a 4 feet difference between the tail of the 777-9 and the tail of the 777-300ER. So that is a substantial difference. So when these aircraft are lined up together in a tail lineup, you should be able to clearly see the difference in the tail height. So the fact that it's just slightly longer, a little bit shy of 4 feet longer, so the body should extend a little bit further outward in the lineup, and the tail should not necessarily tower over the 300ER, but you should definitely see a difference in the height between the two aircraft. So again, these were just some very basic things that I wanted to take a look at and to just share to see if there were any noticeable differences in terms of the models. And as I said, because the 1/200 scale model are pretty accurate in comparison in general in sizes, I thought maybe we could notice some differences with these, and that proved to be the case. So thank you so much for watching. If you liked the video, please like and subscribe, and look forward to seeing you in the next video. Thank you so much. Merci.